really proud of them, knowing and respecting how good of a team Wyoming is and how much better they've been getting and how hard they play. I thought was evident not only in the days of prep, but in the way the guys played, knowing how well they shoot it. I thought tonight was about as good of kind of an executing what the points of emphasis were. Of course, we've had some good ones as well, but I thought this was right up there with that. They just did a really good job of forcing tough shots, forcing some shots out of rhythm, just knowing how important that was in guarding a really good shooting team like Wyoming.
Coach, at one point in the second half, you had held Wyoming scoreless for the first 8 minutes. What was said in that locker room to the guys to fire them up defensively like they were?
Nothing really magical. I mean, I wish I could bottle up something, but just kind of trusting it, continuing to. We'd had a lot of really good possessions, even ones that didn't quite work out. But this is a group that, with Keelan especially kind of leading the way in terms of his voice. This is a group that talks a lot to each other throughout the game. So he's kind of led the way in becoming a problem-solving group. And, he's always talking basketball. And so I know, we didn't say anything magical as a staff, I know, but what was said before we got there was probably, whatever it was definitely a huge part in terms of going out there and continuing kind of that momentum and that execution defensively that had built a little bit of a lead.
I asked the guys this, but what do you think it said about the team to respond like this and win 3 in a row after what happened against Air Force?
Just older group. We don't feel like that was us. We've now played 9 games and we've played 8 pretty good basketball games. We understand that that's the one that's going to be talked about all the time. That's the one that's going to be continued to be brought up. That's the one that's going to get the most attention. That's the one that gets people riled up. But 8 of our 9 have been pretty good, and 8 of our 9 have been very competitive and done a lot of really good things. So I think the security of the group is what has kind of shown and what has kind of prevailed since the Air Force game.
One second, sorry.
I was about to say, this is a record number in here. That can't be it.
Coach, a season high 4 steals tonight for DJ. What did you see from him defensively?
I just thought DJ specifically, of course, but also just in terms of the game plan, and of course I haven't seen it yet, but it just looked like we were where we needed to be. We were where we practiced being. We were where we had talked about, as a group, they had figured out where to go. I thought a lot of the activity on the ball screens was elite. I think when we go back and watch it tonight, we're going to really compliment the guys on how active they were and how disruptive they were in the ball screen action, because when we didn't do it, good things happened for Wyoming. And but Brooklyn in the help side, DJ of course in the help side, they were able to benefit a lot. Lou and Jackie being up into the ball and forcing some of those tougher passes, getting down in there in the mud and digging the ball out. But DJ's IQ and his instincts defensively are so good. They're as good as anyone I've ever been around, played or coached. And he understands the flow of the game, what's probably coming, what's probably about to happen. And tonight it was just good to see, because a lot of times he doesn't get the credit for it. He doesn't end up with the steal or the deflection, but so it was good to see him get a handful of them tonight.
Coach, 3 straight conference wins, that's hard to do. What momentum do you guys feel right now, and how big is this for you guys getting ready for New Mexico?
It's just building on confidence. I think Monday when we go in and meet, we're going to have their attention. And they're going to be eyes wide and ready to talk and discuss New Mexico. Of course, we played them, so we know how explosive they are. Guys coming over from other schools. First thing I'm going to tell Keelan and Caleb is this is. It may not be Fog Allen, but the Pit it's one of the best venues you're going to be at. So we got to be ready for that. Our communication's got to be great. But I think Monday we'll have a lot of great talk. We'll have a great film session, because they're feeling good right now about not only playing well, of course, but I think we're just kind of in sync together in terms of what we want to execute and going out and executing it.
Sorry.
Can you talk about the defense that Luis is playing right now, and then also kind of the little things, like sometimes you'll see him stay back, just active hands?
Oh yeah, I've said it since we got him here. I mean he's an elite on-ball defender. He's strong. He's incredibly powerful laterally. He's fast. He's an elite athlete. But I think when somebody like that's guarding you, those little contacts, those little kind of beating somebody to a spot. You know, if you're not there by 8 inches or a foot, it's a foul. You know, but by being able to slide and get in front, staying down in his stance. I mean, he does it as well as anybody I've seen. And but his activity, you know, and tonight again, I think we're going to go back and watch it. We're going to really compliment him on being into the ball, staying in front of the ball, having active hands in the pick and roll, so those passes aren't easy out of the pick and roll. But he's done that since day one. It's not something that gets a lot of talk and a lot of attention, but his activity on the ball, his ability to make passes tough or more difficult is without a doubt, you know, something that leads our defense.
How comfortable are you now defensively in terms of switching? I mean, obviously, Luis, you know, being on a point guard, that helps you. You have the smaller guys, and then even Rob got caught on him a couple of times. But where are you right now in terms of confidence in switching?
I think it's just, you know, like tonight it was a game plan where there was certain action. We're kind of getting to the point where, you know, we're starting to recognize actions a little bit more. And I think as the group just continues to get closer, you know, that's tough to do. And again, when we're mixing and matching, but you know, recognizing what action's coming, what they're looking for, it just gives us a little more ability to switch and stay in front of the ball. Rob has done a great job of staying in front of the ball, so we were able to switch some things. Keelan, of course, we finished the majority of our games with him at that 4 spot, so we switched 4 in that regard. But you know, Rob lately we've liked switching 3 and keeping him and Caleb on the bigs. But today we were able to switch some things and just really keep him in front, because the 3 things that we talked about. We're taking away that pick and roll, the short roll to the bigs, taking away the downhill drives, and then of course the 3-pointers, which usually come from overhelp, guys making great plays, getting in the paint. So we wanted to do as best we could of just keeping those guys out of the paint, keeping those guys from driving downhill, and as this group again continues to get closer and closer, that I think we're going to be able to have a lot more nights and have a lot more stretches where we guard pretty well.
Thank you.
That was a long answer. Sorry, Steve.
For both of you, what do you think it says about the team to win 3 in a row after what happened against Air Force?
It was a good bounce back. You know, we know that game wasn't us, and we put that game behind us and just got back to what we were doing. I just think it shows our resiliency and just our togetherness. And we kind of seen what the media was saying about us, and I feel like a lot of people gave up on us, but we didn't give up on ourselves. So just show our resiliency.
For both of you, Wyoming's a really good three-point shooting team. It seemed like you guys made them very uncomfortable since the start to the end of the game. What were you guys able to do defensively to make them so uncomfortable?
Just pressure the ball, keep the ball in front. We know that their guards were their preliminary scores, so just make it tough for them and just do all the small things, hit people, rebound, stuff like that. And credit the coaching staff. You know, the guys were ready, prepping us for this game, so that's a big credit to them too.
DJ, you guys came out the second half on a 9-0 run, I think, opened up a pretty big lead. What was the key coming out of the locker room for you guys?
Just keep the intensity up, because in the past, you know, we've had the tendency to slow down coming out of halftime. So, you know, we just made adjustments, just kept our foot on their necks, and just tried to open up the game.
Let me. If you have a question, make sure I see.
Luis, this kid was really good on defense tonight. What are you seeing from DJ just night in and night out to help you guys win?
He's growing, and I've been telling him this each game. He gets better in some form or fashion, whether it's offense or defense. But just growth, just, you know, pressuring people, just how they be pressuring him. Tell them they pressure you, pressure him back. So he's doing that, and I think he's learning from me a little bit. So maybe a little bit.
Luis, 3 straight wins in conference play. It's not easy to do. What momentum do you guys feel right now?
Feel good. I mean, hard work is showing. We just got to keep it going. You know, in the past, we get some big wins and then kind of fall off a little bit. So we're just trying to keep our intensity up and just take it day by day and just take it one day at a time.
That might have been as good of a defensive effort as you guys have had all year. Now you got a week off. Does that hurt you? Because it seems like right now you guys are rolling and you might not want to take a week off.
No, I don't think it hurt us. I mean, it's a week of work, so we know what's to come. So it's just going to be a week of work, just back in the gym. I don't think we're going to really, take time off. We're just going to keep going and get ready for New Mexico.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.